I know you've been rocking with us, tuning in week after week. But tonight hits different. Tonight isn't the episode you planned for. It's the one life hands you when you're not looking. The kind of episode that doesn't knock, doesn't ask, doesn't wait for your permission. It just shows up. And suddenly, everything in your world shifts. Because that's how life works. It doesn't always give you a warning. It doesn't always give you time to prepare. Sometimes it drops a new reality in your lap and says, figure it out.
And that's why this conversation matters. Because every one of us has lived through a moment we didn't choose. A diagnosis, a responsibility, a heartbreak, a new identity, a new chapter we never asked for. Moments that force you to grow faster than you wanted to, stand taller than you felt ready to, and become someone you didn't even know you could be. Tonight, we're going there. We're talking about the shift you didn't see coming, the weight you didn't volunteer to carry, and the version of you that's being built in the middle of it all. So settle in, lock in, because this isn't just another episode. This is the one that meets you right where life blindsided you and shows you how to rise anyway. Welcome to the world premiere, Word on the Streets.
Greetings and welcome to the world premiere Word on the Streets. We're live every Thursday at 7:30 Central Standard Time. Don't miss out. After a week full of noise, constant confusion, and distraction, this is the show that cuts through the clutter. It's the hour of the week where real talk meets real truth. We bring conversations that challenge the status quo and stir something deeper in the soul. This isn't just commentary, it's clarity, purpose, and elevation. When you tune in, you're not just watching, you're waking up. A place where common sense still matters and lives. So, ladies and gentlemen, make no mistake, this is the world premiere Word on the Streets. And now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. Put your hearts and hands together for the man who discovered his purpose and lives it loud, Larry Xtradonaire Moton. And Mr. Gotta Get Your Mind Right and Open Your Eyes to the Blind Truth, the motivator himself, the amazing Keith Fletcher. And the man who brings clarity to chaos with the voice of reason you can't ignore, the one and only Mr. Vincent Craig. Make no mistake, there is no word without our host. Welcome to the movement. Welcome to the message. Welcome to the world premiere, Word on the Streets.
And good evening, good evening, good evening. Good evening once again, everyone. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the show. Welcome to the world premiere, Word on the Streets. Now, I know you all probably looking at the screen strangely, rightly so, friends. We're missing Mr. Vincent Craig tonight because he was in he and his wife was in an accident a couple of days ago. So we need you all to send them some good vibration and lift them up in your way of praying, and just send them some love and vibration, friends. Hope that they have a speedy recovery. So tonight, you have the one and only, the amazing Keith Fletcher and myself, Xtradonaire. But if this is your first time on this platform, friends, I need you to buckle up and get strapped in. Because tonight, friends, we're going to be talking about the change you didn't see. The change you didn't see. And before we get into that topic, Let me tell you who you're dealing with on this platform. You're dealing with a man who survived stage 4 cancer. I didn't stutter. Let me say it again in case you think I didn't, I misspoke. I didn't. The man who is an active participant on the world premiere Word on the Streets survived stage 4 cancer. Not only that, the man is a retired veteran. Not only that, the man have a YouTube channel, call it The Blind Truth. And The Blind Truth kind of covers a wide spectrum in the sense that not only did he survive stage 4 cancer, but the man is also legally blind. He wasn't born blind, but you see this thing, the changes you didn't see coming. This blindness came from a topic that we're getting ready to dive into, changes we don't see coming. But guess what, folks? He's here tonight. He's here every Thursday night to be with you because those changes he didn't see coming didn't stop him from evolving and growing and moving forward in life. And it doesn't just stop there. I don't want to pile it on, but if you don't know this man, you better learn about him. Friends, I'm talking about the one and only, the amazing Mr. Keith Fletcher. Show some love, everybody.
Thank you. How y'all doing? How you doing? Thank you for that. Warm invited.
Yes. And matter of fact, friends, we just gonna dive into the show. I'm Xtradonaire. You can check me out on Personal Development for the Soul. It's on YouTube, my YouTube channel. I would love for you to check it out. I have a segment I call Welcome to the Conversation, and we drop a conversation once a week, every week. But anyway, we're going to dive into the show because I can't wait. I haven't seen my brother in a whole week, and I just can't wait to get next to him and to just talk with him because I've been loving on him. I check out his new video every time he drops one, and I can't wait to open up this conversation. Mr. Fletcher, so good to see you, brother.
Good to see you too, man. Good to see everyone here, man. Good to see everyone. Man, Extraordinaire, man. Y'all go ahead and clap it up for Extraordinaire, man. Hit that clap. All right, man.
Yeah, bro.
Started beginning, man. All these videos that come in, bringing us in. Thank you, Extraordinaire, man. I want to give you roses to you now. Thank you for bringing me in. But yeah, I'm Blind Truth, man. Come on. Deal with 4 pillars, man. Spiritual health, physical, mental, and financial. The easy one is the financial. But that's the one we have the hardest with. So in the Blind Truth, we talk a lot about finances and stuff. And right now I got one, how to make $1 out of 15 cents. We're doing some series on that. I'm using my 2 youngest ones that just graduated. They're gonna be we're gonna explore that since I've been investing in them since they was like 13. We started investing and teaching. So come check us out on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and also TikTok. But that's enough about me, man. Let's get to the show, Extraordinaire.
brother, man, it's so good to see you, brother.
Yeah.
And it's so good to be back on this platform. Selena, Ladiana, we
What's
love
up?
y'all and thank y'all for being
Thank
there.
you. Always here.
Hey, Word on the Street community, those 2 are pillars of this platform, and we like for you all to just love on them like we love on them. So we're going to dive into this conversation, the change you didn't see. This subject matter, whether you want to deal with it or not, this is a part of our everyday life. How many of you all out there, you didn't plan for certain situation to happen to you in your life, but it didn't stop it from happening. It happened anyway. You didn't get the promotion you wanted. Man, you showed up on time every day. When the weather was bad, if no one else showed up, you know who showed up? You was there. You was there. You was in every meeting. You were supported of the company policy, you did everything right. The change you didn't see. When an opportunity came and you knew from you had put a check mark in every box and you knew, man, I should, it's obviously, I should get that. The change you didn't see. They picked someone who didn't show half the loyalty as you did. They selected someone who was frequently late. They picked someone who you had to train. Does that sound familiar to anybody out there? I'm just speaking to my own personal life experience because I experienced that over and over again in my life. Those changes you don't see. And those things, friends, it can cripple you. It can upset you. It can anger you. It can frustrate you. It can even stop and prevent you.
Mhm.
This is a serious topic, so I don't want you all. I want y'all to drive up in this room with Fletcher and I. And I want you to get real with yourself as we're speaking to you, because this show isn't about extra. This show isn't about extra and Fletcher. This show is about our personal life experience and your personal life experience. What changes in your life are you going through, have gone through, someone you love and care about? And you see the unfairness. There are things happening every day of things we don't see. I can't sing Fletcher's song, but I know a piece of it. I, Fletcher, I know you didn't plan for that stage 4 cancer. I don't believe you did. I just can't believe you planned to be blind as ambitious as you are. I just those changes happen in your life. You didn't see that coming. And I need you right now, my brother, to grab me that umbrella so I can get out the rain and talk to me. Talk to me, somebody.
Well, Xtradonaire, I know what I want to do with me, man. I want to re-engineer myself from here and take it back. The change you didn't see is what we're doing right now. This stage we on, you know what I'm saying, the background, the things we doing right now, I did not see. I did not see us being here, the blind truth, all these things started from way before now. Way before we even got together, I didn't see it. You know what I'm saying? But walking into this, starting when I got into this, YouTube and started talking to Xtradonaire, and I started learning myself, I started accepting the change. See, not seeing the change, but and I missed so much. And you that's listening right now, by not seeing the change, you miss so much. And I can tell you from facts in my life that when I had a whole bunch of opportunities, which is changes, we think is always bad, but it's also opportunities that I didn't see, that I was in the way of, that I wasn't humbled. I was like, no, that ain't what I want. That ain't what it can't be for me. And I missed that change because our change ain't bad. Even bad change is good for you. For me, I tell now. I say that statement when somebody say my worst time was my best time. I used to hear that, and I didn't understand that. And we talk about me having stage 4 cancer, my worst time. That's about the worst time I ever felt. But so many good things came out of it, and it changed me. See, that change can be good and bad, but it's how you receive it. So being here on this stage, man, coming out of the cancer, coming out when I was in that low spot, this is what it came involved to. Me and Xtradonaire talking to each other, me and Xtradonaire building this from the ground up to where we at right now, and being able to come here and talk with each one of you every Thursday. And then to start we got our own podcast, our own YouTube channels, involved into to a whole new thing that we did not see. Matter of fact, I said that I would never do nothing like this. I mean, the first time the Most High said, I said, oh no, I ain't going to talk to nobody. I ain't about to get on there and do that. Nobody want to hear me talk. You know what I'm saying? I curse too much, man. My mouth is out. I said all these things fighting to change. As we do as humans, we fight change. We don't like to change, but we miss so much by not changing because we can't see. That's what came out the blind truth because of change. The word the blind truth. You've been blind, but you blind to the truth. Truth been right in front of you. You ain't couldn't even see it. So I'm gonna stay with that Extradonaire and go with that. But that's what I want to tell. We're gonna re-engineer myself back to what we was. But this is the beginning of change right here. What we doing right now, Extradonaire can tell his own story about this. But this became from changing out to changing this, and this just being on this stage, going through this on YouTube, talking about these different topics is work. It's working on you. It's working on us.
Man, I love it when you said this word about being hungry.
Mhm.
And it's a phrase Les Brown really made popular, but I identify with that word, that phrase. You friends, you really you gotta be hungry. And I found, Fletcher, that when you are hungry, the universe will feed you. When you're hungry, the universe will feed you. Now, some people have problem with me, Fletcher, when I say the universe, because some people they you know they some people prefer I say God. Okay, but if I have to say God to help you understand what I'm saying, but when you're hungry, you will be fed. And one of the side effects of being hungry is that you're constantly searching. You're constantly looking. You're constantly just digging into things, not having a clue of where it might lead.
Mhm.
I mean, and you're constantly having conversation with whole like-minded people that are on that same path of searching. And now the truth is, friends, you don't really know what it is you're searching for. I mean, things aren't really that clear to you. All you know is you're hungry. You're hungry for more. You're hungry for a change in your life. You're hungry for doing something different. And it's true, you want to do something different than you hadn't done before. You want to experience a life. You, for me, I wanted to actually experience, not just read about, not just see it for someone else. I never envied the others, but I wanted to experience it for myself. So I've always kind of been hungry and had this what if mentality. Fletcher, what if I tried?
Mhm.
What if I went down that street? What would happen if I just did something ludicrous and dipped my foot in that water? And I'm probably gonna embarrass myself. I know I'm gonna embarrass my brothers and sisters. Friends, look, Fletcher, I'm not going to hold up too long, but I have one brother, and I don't even know. I'm not going to call his name because I didn't call him in advance to ask him if I could use his name. But I never forget growing up, and he said that to me, I was always out there, it's just just drawing attention. He didn't like that attention you drawing to yourself. So, I kind of grew up trying to walk that fine line of not drawing attention. And some of you all right now may be trying to walk a fine line of not drawing attention because somewhere down in your childhood or somewhere down in your life, somewhere in your experience, I, we have a lot of things we have to overcome. That it seemed like those little statements was harmless. Maybe they were not. So these changes in life, friends, you start discovering when you start pushing the boundaries, start pushing life limits that you didn't realize you put on yourself, changes in life. I mean, this topic is so wide. It seems like I might be getting off the trail, but I'm not because there's so much I want to be able to communicate, and I might be doing it wrong. I might be saying it all at the same time. But my point is that opportunity is before each and every one of us. And we wish for nothing more than you would seize those opportunities because they are there. They are there when you're hurting. They're there when you suffer. They're there when it seems like there's absolutely no way possible, no way out. Because we don't prepare for the bad things.
Mm,
We don't, man. And when the bad things happen, if you're still breathing, guess what? It's not the end. You're still here. So now what? See, there it is right there. That now what? Now what? What you gonna do, man? What you gonna do, lady? That change happened, but you can create a new change. What change you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna create? What you gonna make? It don't have to be that difficult. Just dip your foot in the water and feel what the water feel like instead of what someone else told you it felt like. Talk to me, Fletcher.
yeah, man. Man, when you say change, I've been changing all my life. Like you said, it's good change and bad change. It's change that you don't even know is that you change. Like when I was a kid, I had to move from Louisiana to live with my dad in Texas. That was a big change for me to go away from my family, have no cousin, no people. I had to reinvent myself, meet new people. That was a hard change. Go back to Louisiana, go to college, re-engineer again, meet new people, start another change, a different part of my life change. Going to the military, it was just always change. It wasn't no planning, it was just change. I just jumped into it and went into it. And I didn't even know what I was getting myself into when I changed it, man. I just went
Mhm.
into it, and I wouldn't have willing. Some of my time, I wasn't even a willing participant in it. I wouldn't welcome change. I wouldn't, so real, so
Right.
I didn't welcome the change. Every change that I went in with a problem. I never welcomed it and say, "Hey, how can
Yeah.
I make it
Yeah.
better?" But and when I got there, man, I didn't take advantage. I tell my kids that going through that about things that I did wrong and didn't recognize the opportunity in that change. Didn't recognize the good things in the opportunities in my marriage, getting divorced, all these things going through. Even when I went to got cancer, man, I didn't recognize none of these opportunities. I didn't recognize them, but I remember when I lost everything, and I was sitting there, and I said, I'm at this point in my life, I don't have nothing. I'm in a hole. I'm at my dad's house. I'm on the sofa. I'm going through it in my head, and I remember telling myself, it's up from here. You can't go no lower. It should be easy right now. All you can do is go up from here. But you have the opportunity to plan how you want to go up. You know what I'm saying? You don't know how you gonna get it, but you have the opportunity to choose how you go up, there, how you get yourself out of here. You know what I'm saying? You can take the time, and I start thinking and start strategizing. I start going to the future, seeing what I really want. Let me say something. I might change. I hear people always saying about prayer. Pray. And I hear that from my man, and all through my life I did that. And as I'm getting older, I'm at the point now you get wisdom. I look back at myself, I didn't know what to pray for. The things that I was praying for, I had no idea. So people say, well, Keith, if you don't supposed to pray, what you do? I just say, let your will be done. And let me be ready for whatever comes, the good, the bad, the ugly. Prepare for this opportunity, because opportunity is coming. Opportunity is all around us. Change is there. Change is good. I just want to be prepared for the change. Whatever the way it goes, even if I ain't prepared, let me be strong enough to deal with the change mentally, spiritually, physically, mentally, and financially. So for me to get ready, I'm always ready. To be where I'm at now, going through stage 4 cancer, and I look back at it, and people say, well, I made it through. The Most High had me working out before it. He was building my body up I remember that day the doctor told me, he took my shirt off, he looking at me and my stomach tight, but must. He said, man, and he said those words, we can save you. I didn't know anything. So, I could have been praying all I want. It happened before the prayer. It happened before I found out I had cancer. His will was being done. What I'm saying is, everything you need, you already got. Walk into your change.
Mm.
I walked into mine. I didn't know nothing about buying a house. I didn't know nothing about it. The opportunity came, and I took advantage of every opportunity after that. I told the Most High, He give me another day. If I live another day, I wouldn't press it. If you let me live another day, I'm gonna change. I'm gonna do what you need me to do. I'm ready for any. I believe in you. I trust in you. That's why I come up. You hear me talking about be, do, have. Be fruitful, do, multiply, have dominion. If I do those things, be valuable, solve problems, and I can multiply those things and have dominion. I start coming with principles and philosophy about what I want. I start preparing for the change. Just like I worked out and I prepared, my body was ready. So you can prepare for the change, but what we do, we go fighting and scratching and screaming because we don't like change. And then you get there, you be like, man, it wasn't that bad. What was wrong with me? Why I didn't take this? And you could have went in a whole different way. So at this point, like I said, starting from where I'm at now, you'd have caught me back some years ago, oh my, I would never been prepared. I was like in the wind, but when I started preparing for the change, and I started saying, let your will be done and let it happen and start preparing myself. I wouldn't be perfect. Don't get me wrong. I still fell short many times, but I didn't fall like I used to fall. And I learned from it. I calculated. Change is good. Again, it's all in the same. The good, the bad, the ugly. It rained on the unjust and the just. So that means good people get blessed and bad people get blessed. It's all about opportunities and how you handle the opportunity. Change is good, man. Good topic. I like change, man. I love, and Xtradonaire, we talk about this now, how we done changed so much on here, man. Changing how we call each other, man. And I'm telling you, in my family, my marriage, how working on each other, doing this. This how this personal development was born, man. But we working on each other, talking many topics we talked about, and this
Right.
evolved and that took change. We came from different platforms to where we at right now.
Right.
We became. And we had no opportunity. We were just ready for the opportunity. We were prepared for whatever may come.
We were hungry.
We was hungry, and we was
And we're still hungry.
and we was uncomfortable, and we still, But like I said, we've been here through time with the sickness, everything, funerals. We still show up. We still home. We still excited.
We still hungry.
We still hungry. And like Xtradonaire said, we still seeking. And to seek something, you got to question. You got to question yourself. You got to look in that mirror and say, "Am I doing enough? Am I ready for the next adventure? Am I ready for the next level? What more I need to do?" Like I said, that's hunger. That's hunger right there. Yeah.
Man, I really enjoy hearing you talk, brother.
Same here.
Just the other day when you put out your YouTube video, friends, y'all need to check it out. I'm trying to read a comment here. Give me a moment, but let's see. Selena says, keep you prepare for change and receive peace. Oh, that's powerful. I love that, Selena. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I want to give that a hand clap if I could just navigate around this thing here. You know, Fletcher, this topics, the change you didn't see, and all those things you just talked about, and all the things I talked about. I paused for a moment and I was thinking, this is a spiritual statement here, so I know I'm gonna get a lot of love for this one, y'all. God must no, God ain't like us, but if God was a human, God would be pretty exhausted to think he got to go through all these hoops to bless you.
Mm.
Just think of all the different personalities and human being God have created. And because he didn't give them the end of the book, He just gave them the book, and at the end of the chapter, you realize that this thing called life is a process that you go through before you get to where what it is you want. In fact, you don't even know that's what you want, but the secret, the key is at the final chapter. And so we kick and moan and complain all through the doggone book. And just think of all the different lives that have gone through. I mean, thank God God is God, but if God was a human, he might well say to hell with y'all. I was just thinking that to myself. But anyway, getting back, see, I try to have a little humor. Sometimes it may fall a little weird. But getting back to something a lot more serious about the change we don't see. This happens every day in our life. You have no idea what corporations are planning. You left one day, you left a week, you come back, you left on a Friday, you come back on a Monday. They got all new rules, Fletcher.
Mm-hmm.
They got a whole new management staff. They got a whole new program, and they don't even ask for your opinion. Do you approve of it or not? You just have to ride with it. That's the change you didn't see. You in a relationship. Let's bring it where everybody live. Oh man, extra. Don't talk about it. This relationship. You in a relationship, right? You digging that man. Hey, brother, you digging that lady. You know, things happen. Things happen that you didn't plan for. That's life. And those things that happen. Now you could put it in your own head, all the things you want to put in your head, but they happen because life is where we live, and life are those things that happen that are unplanned for often. That's a lot of things we can prepare for, and we need to. And there are those other things that's why they invented the word called accident. Accident are things that you didn't see gonna happen. That's life. But now, when it happened, what do you do afterwards? Do you fold up tent? Do you go in the corner? Do you throw in the towel? Or do you reinvent yourself? Do you go finally look in the mirror, take ownership? I put myself, Fletcher, I put myself in that situation.
Yeah.
I made those choices. No, that was me. See, most of us aren't really really ready to take personal ownership. And I love it, brother. I watched your show the other night where you was talking about improving one's financial situation, their credit and everything, and then you just stopped the whole program. You shut it down and you said this not only applied to credit, finance, relationship. This applied to everything across the board. Until you get real with yourself, Fletcher said, don't matter what I teach you about improving your finance, it ain't gonna work. It won't last.
Nope.
It'll work temporarily, but it won't last. It's a house of cards. And if we don't get serious about fixing the angst inside of us, word on the street community, it's a house of cards. And that's what we're talking about today. I'm not perfect, Fletcher not perfect, but we realize these angst inside of us, and that's where the real work began. This is why personal development is so important. We want you to focus in on yourself and tighten up those screws, nuts, and bolts. You know the things that you are deficiency in that you need to improve on. You know your temper. You know you might be too high-headed. You know you speak sometime too quickly. You know you don't listen on. I mean, we have some quirks about ourselves that we know we have. Sadly, too many of us want to hold on to it because we feel that, damn it, that's who I am. I've been this way. That's just who I am. No, no, no. That used to be you. But you've been tuning in to World Premiere Word on the Streets every week. And that used to be you, but you working on something new. You working on the change you didn't see. Thank y'all for tuning in. Look, folks, then we're going to take a small commercial break after that.
Yeah, but we can take the break. Come on back. Yeah, we can take the break. Come on back.
All right, friends, keep those comments coming. Selena, LaDiana, y'all keep those comments coming. We're going to take a short commercial break. And hopefully when we come back to part 2, you will hear less of me and more of the dynamic, amazing Mr. Keith Fletcher. Y'all stay with us.
All right, family. Now it's time to go deeper. This is the moment where we peel back the layers, challenge old thinking, and get real about what's truly holding us back and what can finally push us forward. So grab your journals, lean in, and don't just listen, engage. And if something resonates with you tonight, do us a favor, subscribe, like, and share this message with someone who needs it, because the conversation we're having is bigger than us. This is the world premiere Word on the Streets.
Listen to me. Some of you are sitting in a season you never asked for, and you're still trying to figure out why life dropped this weight on your shoulders. But hear me. You don't grow in the seasons you choose. You grow in the seasons that choose you. You didn't plan for this shift. You didn't schedule this storm. You didn't sign up for this responsibility, this diagnosis, this heartbreak, this pressure, this new chapter. But it's here. And now you've got a decision to make. Are you going to crumble under what you didn't choose? Or are you going to rise because of it? Because life doesn't just test your strength, it reveals it. Life doesn't just expose your weaknesses, it introduces you to your power. Life doesn't just change your circumstances, it changes you. Some of you keep saying, I wasn't ready. But readiness was never the requirement. Willingness is. Courage is. Showing up anyway is. You think champions are built in comfort? You think purpose is born in perfect conditions? You think destiny waits for you to feel prepared? No. Destiny shows up unannounced. Purpose knocks when your life is messy. Growth arrives when you're tired, overwhelmed, confused, and stretched thin. This is the moment where you stop asking, why me? And start declaring, try me.
Because the change you didn't choose is the classroom you didn't know you needed. It's the pressure that shapes you. It's the fire that refines you. It's the chapter that forces you to become someone you would have never met if life had gone according to your plan. Hear me. You are not breaking. You are breaking through. You are not being punished. You are being prepared. You are not being buried. You are being planted. And when this season is done with you, when this unexpected change finishes its work, you won't just come out stronger. You'll come out different, wiser, sharper, more focused, more grounded, more you than you've ever been. So don't run from this. Don't numb this. Don't hide from this. Lean into it. Grow through it. Stand in it. Because this, right here, this moment, this shift, this weight, this chapter, isn't the end of your story. It's the beginning of the version of you that was always waiting to be born.
Keep those comments coming as we get ready to get locked back in to part 2 of the change we didn't choose.
Welcome to part 2, friends. And just like we promised, Keith Fletcher going to come to us and just talk to us about the change you didn't see coming.
Man, I like what you said, man. That life introduces you to your power. You know what I'm saying? Life introduces you to your power. It prepares you. You know, earlier I talked about when I had to move to Texas by myself, come back, go to Louisiana, go to military, going all over the place, doing all kind of things that I used to say, what am I doing? I'm going through divorce, going through all these things, stage 4 cancer, losing my sight, all these things, losing my job, getting another job, preparing me, looking in that mirror. The whole time I look back, and my grandmother used to tell me, boy, you gonna learn by and by. And I look back at it now, look back over my life, it prepared me for right now. It prepared me for all them other things one by one. And I thought I was cursed. I thought something was wrong with me, and it wasn't. It was life showing me the power that I had, showing me all I had inside of me. Again, but I'm looking at a negative, a bad thing that I should be looking at, accepting it and moving forward. Because I went through all of it. I made it through it all. But I made it from a place of weakness. I made it from a place of unaware. I tell my kids, I went through a lot of things that I didn't have to go through if I'd have been aware. We miss a lot of things, so many opportunities in the world. We just not aware. And I want to give you I want to give you so many opportunities so you can be aware of the opportunity, understand what is the opportunity. And when I got to that point, after I came out of council, I started understanding. You know, I started understanding how to move. I started understanding that all them things I did wrong, just don't do those things no more. At least I knew that. I'm not gonna do those things. So when I started moving forward and things started getting in my way, and I started accepting the change. And I would recognize them back. No, that ain't that way. I know I ain't going down that route. I've been there before. And I just go there and I'm just moving out the way, just amazed. It's like I'm making walls move, making mountains move, because I'm just moving and my life changing. But before that, every year. Selena on this phone, on this thing right now, I used to say, every year is something. I used to say that every year is always, why do this gotta be up, then we be down? And I remember when I passed that, when I got through that, when the things started happening for me, sure now I remember when things was going so good, and I'm just sitting there waiting. I knew it's coming. It just can't be this good. Something wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I just I'm scared to death. You know, I'm doing everything, but I'm scared because I know that hammer gonna drop. It's changed, and I'm not prepared. And, man, when I got past and started saying I deserve this, I prepared for this. You see what I'm saying? I prepared for this. Like, I done seen my power. I know what I can and can't do. I accept this. I'm a willing participant in this, man. And I read, like I said, the Most High told me, and I started getting to know Him. And I said, this ain't no woo, ain't no Christian religion, but it's a spiritual. When I got to know Him and I started reading, I started understanding, and He tell you who He is. He say, in the beginning, God created. If He blew His essence in me, I got a part of that I can create. See, then I had to understand the belief, again, the power. Life give you power. So now I recognize my power. What should I fear if I have power like this? Now I need to go find more. So now I need to go seek what I deserve. I need to go find out what I deserve. I recognize I already know. I've been prepared for this. I've been in the oven just cooking slow. So some people cooking fast. I'm on a slow now. You've been in the oven, you turn your food down, and you just keeping it warm, slow cooking me. I've been ready for this. I remember I asked the Most High when He took my sight. I say, and I knew He had purpose for me. I knew my purpose. I knew He wanted. I said, well, man, why did you take my sight? You know, He want me to go talk to people. He say, you've been blind. You've been blind. You couldn't see all the things I was giving you. You was walking by. You know what I'm saying? You didn't see none of those things. I said, well, what should I do now? Keep your eyes on me. To be able to keep my eyes on Him, I got to know who He is. I got to trust who He is. and he's within me, so I got to trust me. I got to know who I am. See, a lot of us right now, you're scared of change because you don't know who you are. You're scared of change because you don't believe in you. You're scared of change because it's so uncomfortable. It shakes you. What if this happened? Every year, you see all them past experience start coming up. Your body let you know, start getting, oh, see, I know something, but my hair stand up. You start making all these excuses so you won't move. And Xtradonaire said this years ago, man. I love to use it. Say, whatever you looking for, it's looking for you. And when you stop looking, it stop. When you start, it start. So complete the process and keep going, keep changing, keep evolving, keep getting better every day. Every day you wake up, you have a day, another day that bless you to be better, do better, and have better. That's all you need, another day. Accept change. I'm telling you, walk into it. Stop praying because you don't know what to pray for. Just be a willing participant in it. That's it.
Man, I love it when you talk. I want to read this comment Selena wrote in the chat room. She said, "Yes, I love the commercial. His words were powerful.
Mhm.
I'm ready to be planted and come out stronger."
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent word, and Selena.
Yes, it is.
But I want to go back, Fletcher, to you in your conversation just now. You talked about something I had written down because I was going to ask you about how, but your life kind of proves it. How did you handle from beating stage 4 cancer, then all of a sudden having to deal with going blind? So, but before I can even get that question out, I want to add this caveat to the audience out there. On the spiritual level, people who read the good book uh, all know about the Apostle Paul. And I kind of see Paul and Fletcher with similar characteristic. I say that because uh, Fletcher mother, when she and I would talk, I would tell her that Fletcher always got something that he want to do. I mean, man, I mean, everyone in my family growing up thought I was ambitious, but here this brother here always had something. It was always something more he want to do. He want to do. We need to do this. We need to do this. We need to do this, and that energy still continues. So, and he's mindful of that now because he often say, "I know I'm putting a light on. I know I'm putting a light on you," but he's constantly wanting to move the ball forward. And for people who out there listening, Fletcher, the reason why I was going to ask the question about the blindness and the cancer, it didn't stop you at all. But I want you to recognize that folks who are going with some struggles in their life, and you can see from your position how that can affect and and maybe slow someone down or what have you. Can you talk to us from that perspective, if you get what I'm saying?
Well, let me tell you this. I can't lie. I didn't handle it well. I handled it as best as I could. But I look at it now. I don't think I handled it well. You know what I'm saying? But I would say one thing true, two things certain. Most High sent people to me. I had some good people around me that came to me. Like you say, whatever you're looking for is looking for you. Opportunity, all this is around you already. Now, it's on you to receive it and accept it. And that's what I did. So when everything got heavy, the losing counsel, when I got through counsel, making through counsel was okay. You think it was okay. Okay, I survived it. But then I'm what do you say, conceited or whatever. I went from 200 pounds to 140 pounds. I'm like, man, nah. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, this ain't it. You know what I'm saying? I felt weak. I wouldn't, the person, I didn't feel that I ever would be the person that I was. I knew I was different, but I still had things. I'm like, nah, this not it. how do I get past this? When you go and do it again, when you're in the storm, you don't think it's gonna turn out right. You know what I'm saying? But my wife, I remember she told me I tell her story. I was in the store walking, and I'm holding on to the buggy because I'm still weak.
That's for that support, man. That support.
I'm weak. I'm weak, and I walk by this guy. My attitude is hard. But I'm walking by. Excuse me. I'm sorry, man. My wife turned around, looked at me with disgust. She like, "What's wrong with you?" I said, "Babe, I'm so I can't protect you. I can't do nothing. Boy, I get in somebody. She like, nah, you need to get yourself together." I said, "What? I don't know what you mean." She said, "You need to go to the gym." I said, "What?" She said, "I'm gonna drop you off at the gym. When we go home, get your gym stuff home, I'm gonna drop you off." And I remember walking in that gym, and one of my partners saw me. He said, "Man, what you doing up in here?" I said, "Man, don't talk to me. Don't say nothing to me. I'm trying to get my mind." He said, "Man, I'm about to call your wife." I said, "She the one dropped me off. She the one told me." She the one that dropped me off and left. They call me when you with. You know what I'm saying? Find yourself. Then I had my sister-in-law, Vanessa. Selena's sister. She completely blind. And I remember she came to visit me. I'm going through. I'm stretching, but she can see it. She blind as I'm talking about. She can't see, completely can't see. I got light and shadow. She can't see at all. But the amazing thing about it, she said, "Keith, I need to talk to you." I said, "What you need to talk to me about?" She tell I need to talk. She said, "Come here. Hey, you need to get your house in order. You need to get yourself in order." She just started telling me everything was wrong. Now she can't see a bit, but she started telling me what I'm doing wrong, what I'm doing this, what the kids doing wrong. Your household is tore up. They don't understand what you're going. She was seeing the process before it happened because she'd been through it. She was preparing me for my blindness. She was prepared, and I'm telling you, when I said it, I was like, "Oh, I'm all right." And I remember I called with her later on. I'm on the phone with her because I revealed it was weeks later. I remember what she said, and it hit me. And I was like, again, I didn't see those things. And when I saw it, I called and I'm on the phone, tears coming down my eyes because it was everything she said was true. And now I'm trying to figure out how can I fix this? How can I handle this? And she was saying stuff to me. I remember she was explaining something to me, a dog. She said, "Yeah, we got a dog." And the dog, she just started telling me how the dog was and the color and everything. And I said, "How do you know this?" She's telling me with confidence, like, "Yeah, the dog is this, and this. And I'm sitting up like, wow. And it just right there showed me who am I to complain? What do I need to do to be like her? The strength she have, you know what I'm saying? The things she have. So those things right there, like I say, it wasn't me. So again, life give you power. I tell people, I went to this hospital. I got stories. I remember when I went to the hospital, my wife at the VA, and a lady came to the counter, and she said, "I got to go back to my appointment." She said, "You can't go back there with your wife. You got to go by yourself." And my wife said, "Well, he's blind." She said, "Well, he don't look blind." And my first answer said, "Well, how do a blind person look?" I don't. She said, "Don't look like you." I said, I'm serious right now. You know what I'm about to tell you. I said, "The blind man that I know looked like me. Matter of fact, he did more than I did." You know what I'm saying? My grandfather, see, again, the Most High prepared me for this way before I lost my sight. He gave me a blind man how a blind man should be, how a blind man take care of his family, never complaining, still doing things, showing people, you know what I'm saying, teaching his grandkids and his grandkids how to stand up right, how to be prepared for these things. So everything was already prepared for me. Now, I had a choice to take it, or I had a choice to be a victim and say, "War is mean." You know what I'm saying? I remember I had this lady told me that, she was counseling me, and she said, "You got every right, stage 4 cancer, and also you're blind. Oh my God, you have every right to feel that." No, I don't. No, I didn't. I had every right to be saying, "I got another day to be and do and have. Every day he give me to be better, do better, and have better." And I got stronger every day. I accepted the change. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of us don't want to accept the change. I accepted the change, and I was a willing participant in this thing, and I just started seeking. I started educating. I say, I tell you the worst thing that I had about the whole experience right there, I didn't read books. You know what I'm saying? I read a couple books, but now I do the audio books. But now, man, I wish I said the worst thing for my eyesight is me that I can't get a book and just sit there on my porch and read a book. I got to do audio because I can't see the pages. I can't see the things. So I got to do audio. Now, that's if anything I say bad about it with me is that I can't be. I'm over driving cars. I don't mind not driving. I don't mind, but I do mind that I can't get a good book and read it on my own. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I would say. But a lot of good people helped me, man. My wife, my kids, and life, but it was prepared for that. So and then, but again, I had to be with it. Also, I went to counseling. I had to reveal. I had to go to counseling and be understanding. I'm saying it was a lot. It was a lot. And I know people going through stuff that's a lot, but you don't get the right to sit there and wallow in it. You don't. I'm sorry. You get like my daddy told me when I lost everything and I ran outside. He ran behind me. I was out there about to cry. And I'm saying I'm sorry. My daddy said, "Boy, go ahead and cry. You ain't nothing wrong with crying." I come in to go. He's all right. That's enough. Get yourself together. You don't get enough breath. That's all he said. That's enough. You got someone to eat, someone to sleep. You good, boy. Now come on up here and shake that stuff out. And that's what you get. You get a moment, a second, and after that, you got to keep on going. You got another day. It's gonna take time. You know what I'm saying? But you will get there. But you won't get there coming from a victim mentality. You got people around you, even by yourself. You never alone. But you gotta look in that mirror and be truthful with yourself and believe. You got people that don't have paralyzed, just use the mouth to write a pen. They be doing that feet. Man, they got amazing people. You start looking. Hey, I tell my kids, they be like, well, Dad, I say they got people that got kids that go to school, that work 2 jobs, go to college. They got people that got all kind of things going on that they overcome. That's what I'm saying. Most High told you. He wanted you to know. In the beginning, the Most High created. You can create. That means you can do whatever you put your mind to. That's what you have the ability to do.
Man, I love it. I love every word you said, and I love this topic tonight in particular. The changes you didn't see, and Fletcher, it's not what you and I are saying. At least anyone out there misunderstand. We're not minimizing
Oh, not
any
at
of
all.
your personal life experience
Mm-hmm.
because we know life handles some curveballs, and sometimes the cards that some of us are dealt is a lot more challenging than the others. But it's not for us to look at how bad so and so card was and how good yours are or how worse yours are. It's all it's bad. You're in a bad situation. Fletcher just gave you an overview. Man, I'm gonna tell you straight up. I haven't been dealt with stage 4 cancer, thank God. I haven't been dealt with blindness and stage 4 cancer, thank God. And he just shared this. It wasn't easy going through it, but y'all remember the first 2 words we started this conversation? He was hungry. Hey, come on, y'all. Give me an amen for being hungry. He was hungry for moving beyond and past where he was. And man, in my dark hours, and the darkness still come, but I'm still hungry. I want to be better. I want to have better. I want to get out of this funk I'm in and get to something that smell a little nicer, look a little nicer, feel a little nicer. I want nicer than where I was. You too. You don't want to stay in the dump. We want to elevate. And so what Fletcher and I, what we're saying, fear can discourage you.
Mm-hmm.
your thoughts, your inner thoughts, because all you heard was, ooh, I wouldn't do that. Oh, all you heard was fear. You heard more fear than you heard, go get them, boy. You heard more fear. You heard more hesitation growing up. And I get that. I understand it from our heritage and background. But friends, but what if? What if you dare to stick your toe in the water and actually experience what it felt like? Then you was able to stick your whole leg in there. And eventually, guess what? You were able to swim in that water. Isn't that amazing? And this is where we are tonight. That's what we're talking about. The changes, life will present you changes you didn't plan for, didn't see. Fletcher didn't plan to be blind. He didn't plan for stage 4 cancer. But right now, y'all know that man is striving. That man's striving so hard. He doing Facebook 2 and 3 times a week. Got his own YouTube channel. Got his Airbnb. Married with kids and retired. That man moving forward. You too. Don't base it on what Fletcher doing or what Extra is doing. These things are not just for some of us. It's for you too, world premiere Word on the Street community. I'm gonna pull back because I want to hear more from Fletcher, y'all. Because this brother here, he touched my soul because from his personal experience, and I promise you all, whenever I talk with him on the phone, sometimes I'm a little reluctant because I don't know what he want to do next, and I don't know if I have to catch up with what he wants to do next because that is the gift. But I'm fortunate, you see, and I was able to, I saw that gift. Let me give myself a little hand clap because I saw you had a special gift on that. And I told that to a few of my other nephews and nieces. I say, man, I'm going to tell y'all, the boy got a gift and I'm going to be part of it. If he turn left, I ain't going to be too far behind it. But
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
Fletcher, come on back in here, man.
No, that's a true story. But Xtradonaire, we've been together since he been always with me by my side since coming out the womb. He been there, and as kids, Xtradonaire knew, you know what I'm saying, Cap Apple, South, and he'd come home from college, honk and blow too can sing, and he would get all the kids, all the nephews together, and we would get in our room, that main room, and he would entertain all of us, man. We'd be sitting there entertaining, and then he would get us together and say, okay, we about to sing. Everybody about to have a note. Everybody about to sing. And everybody starts singing. And then I would come and hit that note. Then everybody look at me and say, nah, nephew, you gonna have to do the beats. You can't. I couldn't do the singing. And I tell my cousins and all that now, I say I'm singing with Unc now. I'm singing with him. I can get on this stage and go with him.
And I'm the background. Look how time, but look at it. But just look at it, brother. Look how life.
That's what I'm saying. That changed. And I'm telling you, when I called Xtradonaire and say, hey, I'm serious, man, true story. When the Most High wanted me to talk, and I was talking on Facebook, and I needed a mentor. And I knew Xtradonaire was doing radio, and I called him and I said, hey, I want to ask you something to do something for me. Even I'm nervous even to ask him. I'm telling you, I'm saying, man, I really want to ask you something, and I want to make sure I say it the right way. I need your help. I want to do YouTube or Facebook. I want to do talking with you. I want to, he laughed a little bit. He said, what? I said, yeah, and I was raw, and cursing, and I knew I needed help. You know what I'm saying? I knew I had to humble myself, and I needed help, and I needed something to be professional with it. And he said, well, let me get back with you. I don't know about that. I got to get back with you, and like you say, he called me back and said, yeah, nephew. And, and it's here. We're here now. We're here all these years later. We're here, and we're going to go a lot more. But I want to say this about change. Like, I know I tell my story about me having stage 4 and blindness. I know people that lost their mother, their father, even their children. I still have my mom, I still have my dad, I still have my kids. I haven't lost none of those. I can't imagine how that is. I'm kind of a little crazy because I'm always planning, so I run that through my head. I'm telling you that, but that's me, And I got friends that have lost their children, you know what I'm saying, and they going through. And I got a friend that lost people that lost their mother, and Selena's on here. She lost her mother and father. Xtradonaire have it, but I still bless me to have my mother and father. But I was talking to one of my friends one time, and his mom. He told me his mom was on a dying bed, and his mom called him over to talk to him. And he said he was crying. He said he would tell his mom, "Mama, I can't lose you. I can't let you go. You got to stay." He said, "Boy, you can't lose me." He said, "Listen to me." He said, "I'm gonna leave, and your sister, your brother, all the uncle, your dad, everybody gonna be doing the same thing that I was doing when I was here, and they're gonna be doing it when I'm gone. And I'm telling you, you can get on. It's up to you to move on. How you gonna let me go? You got to let me go, and life is gonna go on. But you have a choice to choose how you want your life to go on."
Who told you that?
One of my friends' mom, he told me his mom told him that.
Mm.
Yeah. Man, his mom, and I'm telling my friend one day we was talking about it like a couple years after he told me, and I said, "Man, you know what your mama said? You remember what your mama said?" He like, "What?" I say, "Look at your brother. Your brother's still doing the same thing. Your sister, your other brother." I just started going. I say, "Man, still doing the same thing. These 5, 6 years later since your mama been dead, and everybody's still doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Life's gonna go on. Now it's up to you to say change.
Yeah.
You willing to change. It's
Yeah.
like you have opportunity. Her life was over. Your child is over, but you have the ability to what can you become after that tragedy? You have a choice. You got people that lose their children from all kind of things. They start all these great things. They become great people, but you have a choice through any tragedy to overcome it. You have the power. Life is power. You have the power to overcome it. So that's what I want to say, man. I think when I went through stage 4, looking at it now compared to what other people and my blindness, man, I say at least I got a little sight. I got some. They got people don't have none. I can see shapes and light. They got people don't have none. Who am I to complain about it? They got people don't have their arms there. Who am I to complain? I got my kids. Again, like I said, I still have my mother and father. I got my kids. I got my wife. I got a lot of good people still in my life. So who am I to complain about these things that I'm going through? And I still got all this support and love. So that's what I'm going to give you, man. Just use that to fire you, to fuel you, and go forward. And be ready for the opportunities, man, because I'm serious, man. It's so many opportunities. And we get distracted. That's what me and Xtradonaire want y'all to hear this, man. When we done came, me and Xtradonaire, man, from where we was beginning to where we at now, we never thought this. Did not never saw the things that have opened up to us because we allowed ourselves to humble ourselves, allowed ourselves to prepare and be willing to accept whatever that His will be done. And it's been great. Am I lying, Xtradonaire?
Absolutely, absolutely, brother. I while you were talking, man, I wanted to make sure. I want to say this so nobody out there would get confused. Uh, I have some fantastic family members, and Keith Fletcher just happened to be one of them. As you all know, the Moton Larry Simmons, that's a large tree,
Yes, it is.
large tree out there. So I have some wonderful nephews and nieces, and I love them all. They are all very dear and special to me. And and then they all play a special role in my life. But Keith mentioned some things about how things were when I was growing up. I didn't say those accolades about him so he can say some things
Oh,
positive
no.
for me. So I felt a little embarrassed, but
Why? Wait a minute. Why you felt embarrassed?
well, because I did.
Let me say this, Extraordinaire. Just like you said, that was a big moment. It wasn't for you. It was a big moment in my time for me. You were just doing natural, being natural. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
you don't know how much that role, not just with me, with all of us talk about that. We
Yeah.
all talk about that moments in that room with you. You know what I'm saying? That you gave us. That it turned
Right.
out Alvin, it turned out Reginald and Walter. they singles because of you. Because of those times they want to sing. They want to sing and become singles because of that time. So no, I know you weren't meant to be like look bragging about it, but it was an important time for all of us. So it was important for me and I couldn't even sing. You see what I'm saying? It was important for me that I couldn't, and now that I'm now, I'm saying that I am here. You know what I'm saying? So no, it was some good, important, great times for us. So it's nothing to be embarrassed about. You see,
Yeah.
receive your roses while you here. That's
Yeah, yeah, right. And that's something we all have a difficult time doing. Not all, but many of us have a hard time receiving a compliment.
And then let me say this on there. You know, how many people didn't have no uncles, you know what I'm saying? Didn't have no family to say that. So I appreciate you, man, to spend that time with us. Like I said, coming out of college, you could have been doing all kind of things, running, get home, women wait. You spent that time. You took that
The first thing I wanted to do was see my
us.
nephews.
That's what I'm saying. And we knew that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. So we all received it like you was giving it. You know what I'm saying? We knew that because we knew you was coming. And another thing, that room that was in, that's our grandmother's room. We didn't get to go in that room for that was her room. You couldn't just go in that room for nothing. So there was a moment in that part too. So it was a great time, man. Yeah.
But you said something else important before we get off. I want to reiterate because it's so important, especially for someone out there right now tuning in. And we're talking about the changes you didn't see. You talked about death. Death have a strange way of affecting us, each of us in different ways. And sometimes when you really, really love someone, I mean, you got your hooks in someone. It could be your mother, your father, your brother, your sister.
Mhm.
And man, when you lose them, it can almost stop you.
Yeah.
It literally can. So we don't want to minimize that.
No, not at all.
But we also at the same time want you to understand that it's a process. We can't oversay that word enough. Life presents with a process. It's healing.
Yeah.
You don't heal overnight. A sore doesn't get to be whole overnight. A plant doesn't grow. You don't have corn when you plant a seed overnight. So when you lose a loved one, it takes time to get over it from the death of someone you love and in any relationship
Yeah.
with a lover, with an ex-girlfriend, an ex-boyfriend, an ex-husband, an ex-wife, a bad relationship with your best friend and y'all had a falling out. Those wounds, those things hurt.
Yeah.
They hurt badly and they can stop you. And this conversation, friend, is more important than you may realize. And Fletcher and I, we're glad you tuned in tonight. Hope y'all got something out of it. The change you didn't see. The change you didn't see. Man, I enjoyed tonight, brother. You want to give us some final words, man? Take your time with your final words. I really enjoyed hearing you speak.
Let's read some comments before we get to final. You got some comments in there that we can read.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you saying that because Selena got one right here. It is a process, and sometimes you'll never get over it, but you got to keep pushing and keep on living. Excellent words. That's from Selena, y'all.
Yeah.
I want to give her navigating around this machine. Thank you for those words, Selena. And La Diana was also peppering in, and she was saying, "That's right, that's true." Here's another comment here from, let's see, Selena. Yep, because when Keith talks, you got to get your mind prepared because he's gonna get you right, no doubt. That's another good one comment. That's
Yeah.
absolutely. Here we go. Thank you, man, too, for reminding me this. Yes, being another great show, man. Thank you. Thank you all for the testimony. That's from La Diana. Excellent, La Diana.
Thank you.
So you see, friends, we have good participation from both of those ladies. But we also understand that many folks tune in and you just on the sideline. That's cool too. We just appreciate you being there, friends. And we also appreciate if you will subscribe to the channel and share our link on your social media platform. Let other people know, hey, world premiere word on the streets, they something special. Because Fletcher and I and Vincent, we put our heart and soul into it every time we come on live. Fletcher, talk to us, friend.
I got a question for you. I might open up something that we have to hit it later, but you know, like we talk about losing a loved one. You know what I'm saying? How it hurts and that person gone. But relationship, why do relationships feel the same as death? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I know, man, it
hey,
does.
think about that, man. When you're going through
It
something,
does.
man, it takes you.
Oh my God.
Yeah, man.
Oh God, man. And when it's oh God, when it first happened, man, it's personally to me, I think it's harder.
What I'm saying, it's
I
hard.
think
You
it's
got to see
hard
that person too. See, somebody
because they
died and
still live.
it's yeah. Man,
They
you
still
gotta
around.
yeah, they like down. You gotta drive by just to ride by the house.
Man,
You know what
God.
I'm saying? Just to
You
be
got to hear people bring them up to you. You
yeah,
got to hear them talk, man.
yeah.
It's tough.
It's tough, man.
And you have to deal, see, especially, come on, can I get real for a moment?
Go ahead, so yes.
And then you got to deal with all the manipulation back and forth. You in a tangle, uh, you in a triangle, man, for a minute.
yes.
And being in that triangle is not an easy thing to navigate, to be perfectly honest, from where I sit. I'm just saying.
Now I've been through that pain, but let me say somebody told me this, Xtradonaire. And like I said, I've been through that pain. And the young lady told me, she said, Keith, me and my husband, I love him. I love him to death. He loved me. But if he decide to leave me and choose someone else, for his happiness, I would want him to leave me. And I would wish the best for him. You know what I'm saying? I wish best for him to go ahead and choose his happiness over me. And when she said that, I said, dang. I had to just sit in there for a minute. I'm like, wait a minute. Choose happiness over. You're gonna be hurt. You know what I'm saying? You know it's gonna hurt to see him and all that, but you love him that much.
Wow.
Let him go.
Yeah, that's huge.
I felt selfish after that when she told me, because I couldn't let go like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was,
yeah.
man, like change, like you said, changing always it's hard, like you said. So we get it. All these things change is hard.
It is.
We make it hard, but
certain change, yeah. Like you say now, we make a deal with the illness better we can with a relationship.
Yeah, I'm saying. Relationship, like, man. I didn't want to say that, man. Like, I thought to him, like, we were talking about death, and I'm like, man, relationship is like, it's worse than death sometimes.
Yeah. Oh God, do I know? I remember all too well 2020 vision, man. Yeah. Which is why now I understand why people say, and I can see it now, you almost practice on a new muscle of not allowing yourself to fall like you felt before.
Oh yeah.
That's a new muscle. Y'all will get there if you ever.
But you know what? I went through it. The first time.
Yeah.
Over. I knew I would never go through that again. And I'm serious. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong. I love my wife. God forbid if we had to break up, but it would never be.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
Go ahead and be happy. You know what I'm saying? If you're
right.
Yeah, but that
your mind much clearer now.
Much clearer now.
Oh, much clearer now.
And the thing, like, I'm not again. But other people can go through it multiple times. You know what I'm saying? I know people that went through it.
I know. I
I'm
know.
like,
I
yeah,
know.
and
I
I'm
know.
like, yeah, I'm like, how, I'm
How?
me,
I
what I'm
don't
saying?
either, man.
Yeah, so,
That's
but
a hard way to live. See, I'm not built to put my
yeah,
stuff.
no, not, not to pick that gun up again and spin it. I'm not, no, I'm not,
Yeah,
I can't go through that again like that, man. So,
yeah,
but that's it. I just want to bring that up. That's my closing thing. Right?
yeah. Well, man, you closing out with a bomb there.
I'm closing out with that
That,
right there.
yeah,
But it
that's
hit me, man.
definitely,
It's like, and I'm telling you, everybody on here probably that went through that love loss,
yes.
that pain there. You might have not went through cancer, blindness, or losing your mother. You know what I'm saying? But you've been through a relationship that hurt you, that touch your, you know what I'm saying? So like that. So that's what I brought that up right there.
Man, I want to say this before we get off, brother. I have to. I want to say congratulations to Jordan, my son, graduated
Oh
yesterday.
yeah.
Yay, Jordan. Yeah,
Yeah.
and Fletcher got some important news to share with everyone, too. What's
Yeah,
up, Fletcher?
mine, the twins, Justin and Justin, graduate on Sunday. They're gonna be graduating. Yeah.
You see, I want to see Fletcher and I. We get so wrapped up and busy. I'm glad I wrote that down.
Yeah,
We sometimes forget to
Yeah.
mention some of these important
These
things.
accomplishments that we have in our own life. Yeah.
And it's just like when we're on the phone talking, we may talk an hour and then not even mention something that we supposed, because my wife say, did you tell him? I said, oh.
Yeah.
But anyway, friends, Word on the Street community, thank y'all for tuning in tonight.
Thank y'all. Thank you.
Vincent, if you tune in, brother, we miss you tonight. And we look forward to having the three of us back Thursday coming. But if not, because we know how life is sometimes.
Yeah.
For sure, friends, y'all make sure y'all come back and be with us. I see we got another text coming in before we get off here. I want to see what it says. That's Selena waving bye-bye. So we're going to get out of here.
Yeah.
Fletcher, good night, my brother. Enjoyed you, man.
I enjoyed you too, man. See you next week, man. Thank you, man. Thanks, Xtradonaire.
All right, brother.
Thank y'all.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
And that wraps up another powerful episode of world premiere Word on the Streets. We're live every Thursday evening at 7:30 Central Standard Time, and we'd love to have you join us again. So take a moment to subscribe, tap that like button, and become part of this growing community. Until next time, guard your thoughts, speak only what you truly want to experience, and stay laser focused on what matters. Your words shape your world, and your mindset fuels your mission. We'll see you again. Same time, same place. Right here on World Premiere Word on the Streets, where truth meets transformation. Stay strong, stay grounded, and as always, stay true.